All right, we are going to go over all of the wiring in your Blade XR so you know what everything does. That way if you ever need to check anything out. I'm gonna go ahead and press this button in and slide the seat out. And we've already done the video magic here of taking these screws out. There's 4 screws there. And you'll find under here a simple set of wires. These thick wires go to your rear drive motors. And on them you will find a breaker fuse here, okay? This is a breaker for those 2 set of motors. If they get overloaded, this little automatic breaker will set off and the wheels won't turn for about 30 seconds to a minute, and then it'll come back on. It means you've overloaded the vehicle if that fuse goes off. This is your charging port. It actually slides out. If you have a power issue also, you might want to check this and make sure that everything's nice and connected just like this one. Okay, so that's all that's under the seat. We're going to move up here. Here you'll have your lights, ignition, 4-wheel, 2-wheel drive, and your shifter. This simply comes out by removing the screw and just prying it out gently. This is what the wiring is going to look like. You'll see it's pretty basic and simple. You've got your light wires right here that turn the lights on. This is a more complicated switch for the 4-wheel drive, but it does simply unplug by pulling this whole entire bus connector off and plugging that back in. Shifter, you'll want to make sure that this is plugged in firmly if you're having issues with it driving. So we'll move up here to the front, and for video magic, we've already removed the bar on the receiver and the battery so we can move stuff around and have a look at it. And here is one of those bars. So this is your generalized control box here. I'm going to show you what every wire does. This is going to be your steering wire. It goes to your steering motor that turns the vehicle left and right. Okay? Then you have the blue and white wire. Oh, we remember this one. That goes to the back motors, just like the blue and white wire we were just looking at. Then you have another blue and white wire that's very similar, and it goes to a connector here and another fuse. Okay, so this fuse right here is going to go to the front 2 drive motors. If they quit turning intermittently, it means this fuse has went off. Just got to give it time to reset. And that's going to be your front drive motor wiring there. Okay. Now, here we have the battery power connector. It's the red one. If you unplug that, it's basically going to disconnect the battery completely. So that's a good one to check. This is your overall general fuse for the vehicle. You'll notice it's coming directly off your battery here. And basically, if your vehicle is shutting down, lights are going off, vehicle's coming back on by itself, you're overheating this fuse. You're putting too much strain on the vehicle, probably climbing a hill or going through thick grass or something like that. So that's going to be exactly what that fuse is. So there's 2 different ones. You don't want to get them confused. That's the main fuse. That fuse is for the front drive motors. So that's going to be your differences. And then throughout the vehicle, you're going to find these little narrow skinny wires here. What these are is the different lighting features like the headlights. You'll also find some skinny wires right here that loop over to the radio. Those are simply going up into the steering wheel. That is your sound buttons for the steering wheel. So this is a quick overall, not all-inclusive, but a quick overall video of the wires in your Blade XR to help you if you have any problems, and that way you have a better understanding of the vehicle. Thank you. One thing I forgot to mention that I'm just adding in here, you guys are going to find this yellow wire right here that's not connected to anything at all. I've pulled it all the way out of the hood. It's got a loop on the end like so. It's an antenna wire, okay? Don't worry about it. That's how it goes. Perfectly good, just the antenna wire. And just to show you, it goes right over here to the back of the radio. That's the back of the radio under the hood. I know it's kind of dark, hard to see, but that's the antenna wire. So no worries on that. All right.